Hey everyone, happy 4th of July weekend. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we are going to take a look at the Factions of Wildemont as well as the Monsters of Wildemont available from Wizkids. I would like to thank Wizkids for providing these sets for review. These are part of their Critical Role offerings, and you also see the Dungeons of Dragons on the right hand side of each one of these window box packages. Each one of these are individually hand painted, and they really did a phenomenal job on the paintwork. Over the years, they've really perfected that, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy what they're offering here. These are all available now, and if you're interested in purchasing, check out the ToyHypeUSA.com right under purchase. It's right in the YouTube description, the link to the website, and just look for where to purchase on the site. So each one of these are in a window box packaging, beautifully done artwork, which you see there. So here's a closer look at these window boxes for the Factions of Wildemont, which you see right here. And I just want to give you guys a look at all the artwork and everything. On the sides, you see a look at several of the characters that are included. And here is a look at the other side. The back is a look at additional characters, which you see right here. Now, I can't name these because I'm not educated enough in Critical Role, but we're going to take a look at these. And I also don't play the game, in case you were wondering. And just to give you guys a look, here's a look at the UPC on the bottom of the box here. Here's a closer look at one of the Factions of Wildemont boxes. So let's start with this little guy over here. There were no cards or anything in the box, so I couldn't get the names of these. I do apologize. But as you can see, they really did a phenomenal job on the paint apps and everything. A lot of great detail on here, including this effect piece that he's holding on to. Same deal with this one. Paintwork is very nicely done, including the very thin lines on the outfit there. Turning this around, you also see a bit of a wash on this cape piece right here. This one has an effect piece, which you see him holding on to. Let's take a closer look at that head sculpt. A lot of great sculpted detail going on here, especially the chest and the, looks like a crown. Turning it around, and you see the nice paint wash on the cape there. Nice effect piece she's holding on to. Great attention to detail on the outfit, including the necklaces around her neck there. And there's also a bit of a wash on her book to make it look like pages. This guy, you see his teeth almost look like there's fangs on there. And right over his shoulder is a sack. A lot of great sculpted detail going on and some paint wash. Let's take a closer look at that head sculpt. So there's your look there. This guy is just pretty much one primary color and a wash on him. but he's holding an axe, which you see there. And here is the colored version of the character. Great attention to detail, especially on the face. Here's a look at the axe. Two more. And here's a look at this one. Great outfit, great attention to detail. They even painted the little gem right there on the belt, which is a nice addition, as well as that looks like a buckle or something on the cape there. And last character in this box. This one's one of the smaller characters. Nicely done paint applications, especially on the outfit as well as the hair. She has a couple of, looks like a pouch on this side and a bag on the other. And there's a closer look at the paint washes on the hair there. Deco applied, as well as this accessory. That's very nicely done. Here's a look at the other box. And we're gonna start things off with this little guy right here. Nice paint applications on him. He's got on a little hat. Almost looks like a villager's outfit or something. Maybe even a pirate, I can't even tell. Here's a look at this guy. He is a fisherman. Each one of these is a different, or same kind of fish it looks like. This next guy, I really like his sword. It's a nice little effect on there. The outfit, a lot of detail going on. Really good paint applications. A lot of good paint applications on this one as well. Some sculpted texture on the outfit. A lot of sculpted and painted details on the outfit, as well as the shield. And here's a look at the back. This guy here. That looks like a hammer he's holding. A lot of great detail. Here's a look at the back. You see all that sculpted detail on the armor there. This guy, same deal. That looks to be a musical instrument. And here's a look at the back. There's a lot of detail going on with the backpack as well. Painted belt buckles you see. This guy has a sword through his chest, so that's definitely a really cool feature going on. And looks like it's going through the other side of his chest, but it's a little bit uneven, which you see here. So this is what I mean. Might be two different blades. That's really cool effect going on. A lot of great sculpted details, deco. He's holding on to an axe. Looks like there's blood on there. And last one from this box. She is holding on to a dagger and something else. All right, so moving on to the third box. Here's a look at the next assortment of characters. So we're going to start with this little guy right here. And he's holding a basket with some vegetables or something in there. I can't really tell what's in there. But they really did a nice job on him. The outfit, very nicely painted. The beads on his hair, very nicely done. And here's a look at the back. And here's a look at her. She's about to pull out her sword. And you see her armor is beautifully painted. Every little nook and cranny done in there. There's a lot of detail on this one, which you can see, such as the metallic gold and the red. And here's a look at the back. This guy's interesting looking. There's a look at his head. The outfit very nicely done. And he too is about to reach for his sword, which you see there. And you also see a tail in the back. This guy actually looks like he has wording on his book, which is a very nice touch. Interestingly enough, he has a red nose, purple skin. And again, I don't know the names of these characters because there's no cards, and I do apologize for that. This next guy holding up a hammer. Very nicely done with the paint and the washes going on there, especially on his face. And his hammer is equally as impressive. There's a lot of good sculpting detail going on there. Here's a look at him. His arms are off to his sides instead of placed in the sleeves of his jacket. His jacket is just over his shoulders like that. This character here is holding onto his helmet, which you see right there in his hands. And the armor includes a nice paint wash over it, some metallic silver. There's a look at the back. 2 more to go. And this one has some kind of an effect piece. And here's a look at this little lady. She's holding an axe over her shoulder, which you see right there. Now we are going to take a look at the Monsters of Wildemount. It's the same exact window box style as the other, the Factions of Wildemount. Very nicely done artwork and everything else. So here's a look at the first one. You see all the monsters in there that are larger. Some really nice sculpting detail going on there. They really did a phenomenal job on these. And here we have a look at the other one. So, showing you guys the side of the box. There's a look at some of the characters there. And the back. Gives you a look at more. Here's a look at the other one. And of course, the other side. So I'm going to open these up. Here we have a closer look at everything. A lot of these monsters are bigger compared to the factions of Wildemont, with a lot more detail, sculpted texture, and really good likenesses on them. These two in the front here, these are roughly the same size as the factions. And you see they're also painted very nicely. Paint wash on the skin there as well as the clothes. Head sculpt looks great. Turning this around. Nicely done wash on the hair there. And here's this other guy. A lot of nicely done deco applied on the outfit there, including jewelry, things like that. He's holding some kind of an accessory, could be a staff or something. Long tail in the back. That looks great. And you see his head sculpt there. Very nice. Makes him look like some kind of underwater creature. Here's a look at this one. The skin is smooth. There's no texture on it, but he does have a nicely done painted wash. Here's a closer look at the head sculpt there. And let's take a look at the other side. This one back here actually broke in the packaging, which is disappointing, but he does have some movable parts which are more bendy, I should say. They're just made of soft plastic. And this would be an easy fix in case you get one like this. You just put some super glue or something on the bottom there and just reattach it to the base. It's really no problem to fix it. There's dragon in the back. A lot of good sculpted texture on him, on the skin. Head sculpt looks great. Look at all that great sculpted detail, especially on the teeth. He comes with a purple tongue. And he rests on this water effect, which you see here, which is very cool looking. This dragon, another really nicely done release. He has some kind of an effect on the backside back here, which looks really cool. And here's a closer look at the head sculpt. And one more in the back here. We have some kind of mermaid type monster holding a couple of accessories, including an effect piece right here, right in his hand, some kind of water effect. He comes with this spear right here. The tail has some sculpted textures on it. And here's a look at the back. And he stands on a water effect piece. So that's your look there. And bringing it in for a closer look. Here's a look at the other monster set that Wizkids was kind enough to send along. This one includes some larger monsters, so the larger they make them, the easier it is to get the sculpted detail and the texture in there. But even the small ones, they have a lot of painted detail and textures, so they're really doing a remarkable job on this line. This guy right here kind of reminds me of Rage Kitty when I first saw him, for those of you that understand that reference. And it has some really nice wash over the blue and red. I like that eyeball on the tail there. That's an interesting design. And there's a closer look at the head sculpt as well as the eye. Here's a look at the other one. This guy has an effect on his back there as well as the back of his arms. There's a look at the back. But let's bring it in a little bit closer to get a good look at his head sculpt there. You see there's washes on his skin, also the outfit, and his tongue is sticking out there. They even went in and painted the eyes, which is pretty cool. That looks to be a metallic silver, or excuse me, gold, I should say. Here's a look at this insect-looking guy. The long tail. You see all that great sculpted detail applied to him, especially on the head sculpt. Looks like a spider. Here's a look at the next one. Look at all those faces and everything on his chest there. All those mouths, the tongue. That's very, very cool. His skin is sculpted smooth, but he does have some nice painted washes on there. And his head up here kind of looks like reptilian. And look at that, even more faces on his back there. So design-wise, it's pretty cool looking. And they even went ahead and painted the teeth, which you see on the front and back here. Here's a look at this spider-looking guy, at least spider legs anyway. And he's holding a staff. Very nicely done painted details on him, especially on the legs. The turquoise works well with the brownish red. And even the outfit is painted dark blue with a little bit of a lighter blue wash, including a lighter blue on the chest here, as well as the face. And the staff. They really did a nice job on that. This big guy in the back. So, as I said, the bigger they make them, the easier it is to do all the sculpted detail and everything. And the detail on him is just really remarkable, including this nice effect piece that he's holding on to here. The outfit, which you can see, includes some sculpted detail on the front there, as well as some painted details down here. And you also see the sculpted detail on the legs, the feet, and everything. So that's definitely a nice touch. Let's turn them around, get a look at the back. You see all that nice detail back there, paint washes and everything else going on. This insect looking guy, very nicely done. Loving that head sculpt. Look at those arms. And this one includes wings, which you see back here. And he's also on a little bit of a flying stand. So that's how he looks there. And he's just hovering off the ground. This cat right here. Or werewolf, whatever he's supposed to be. Very nice painted details, very nice washes. I love the stripes on his upper back here. Head sculpt, very nicely done. Painted teeth and eyes and nose. As I was saying, also on his chest is painted in a pink, a dark pink with a wash on there. And you also see that on his biceps, inside his thighs and everything. And as well as the sides, which you see here. The last character from this assortment is this guy. And you could tell he's one of the smaller ones, but some really nice details on him, including the paint washes. The head sculpt looks really good, although his eyes do look kind of small. You can barely see them. Painted fingernails, that's a nice touch, or claws, whatever you want to call these. And painted toenails too. That's very nice. Here's a look at the back. His spine is showing back here. Here is the largest figure in the assortment, the largest monster. He is Udac. He is part of the Critical Role line from Wizkids. And you see on the bottom right there, the Dungeons & Dragons logo. This character is huge, and they really did a stellar job on him, which you see here. The side of the box, so there's a better look at him from the side, as well as the back. And the other side. And the top has the Critical Role logo right there. So what I'm going to do is open this up. Here is a closer look at Udac, and he is phenomenal. Just look at all that great sculpted detail on him. He has one of his arms on this boulder right here. He also stands on this large acrylic base, which you see down here. But just design-wise, this is a very impressive figure. Look at all that great sculpted fur, the sculpted detail on his skin. Here's a look at the back, equally as impressive. Nicely done paint washes on the hair here. And even the rock that he has his hand on. Look at all that great sculpted detail there. Facial details, very nicely done. You see all those ridges and everything on there. 4 eyeballs, nice touch. Sculpted and painted teeth, even the tongue. See if we can get inside his mouth a little bit. It's pretty dark in there, so you can't really see, but you do see the tongue. Fangs right here. Stomach also has all that fur, which you see there with paint washes on it. His back, you see all that sculpted fur on there. And again, just a lot of paint washes. No articulation on him, just like every other figure in the Wizkids line. But there's a lot of great detail, and I think if you're a player of the game, I think you're really going to like him. Let's bring that in a little bit closer, giving you guys a look. So there's your look at him. Overall, I think they did really a nice job. Phenomenal sculpting, great likenesses, great attention to detail. Loving the paint applications. I know years ago the paint probably wasn't as good as it is now, but now they've perfected it, so definitely recommend it if you're interested in the in this line. They're definitely doing a great job on it. Thank you again to Wizkids for providing all this for review. Greatly appreciate it. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and share this video. We would greatly appreciate that as well. And visit ToyHypeUSA.com under where to purchase now. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more coverage.